OpenAI just ended Google Search. ChatGPT can now browse the web in real time, delivering you up-to-date information with links to relevant web sources. This makes the need to look something up on Google irrelevant, although it's still not perfect, as we'll see later in this video. Then, only an hour after they dropped ChatGPT Search, Sam Altman and some of the OpenAI team took to Reddit to host an AMA, where they gave us some incredible insights into what's coming next. Next, Google releases a new product called Learnabout, possibly in response to OpenAI's ChatGPT Search. Learnabout is a conversational learning companion that adapts to your unique curiosity and learning goals. This is essentially an AI teacher that you can literally ask anything you want at any moment. It'll even test you on the knowledge you've learned. I honestly thought this was still a couple years away, but I guess not. Lastly, Runway introduces advanced camera control for their video model Gen 3 Alpha. As these AI video models approach the level of being indistinguishable from reality, they are also getting much easier to use, more accurate, and more customizable. Advanced camera control is just one of the many new features giving users more control over their AI generations. So OpenAI introduces ChatGPT Search, which is now available for Team and Plus users. It states here, ChatGPT can now search the web in a much better way than before. You can get fast, timely answers with links to relevant web sources, which you would have previously needed to go to a search engine for. This blends the benefits of a natural language interface with the value of up-to-date sports scores, news, stock quotes, and more. ChatGPT will choose to search the web based on what you ask, or you can manually choose to search by clicking the web search icon. This is the first time in literal decades that Google Search has a real competitor, and here's why. So we have Perplexity's Pro Search, which you may already be familiar with. It's the same idea as ChatGPT Search, where you're essentially giving an LLM access to the internet, and it's finding the best information for your specific query. Now, the problem with Perplexity is they simply don't have the capital to compete with Google, and it's why they have already announced that they will soon be adding ads to their platform. OpenAI, on the other hand, is still a few years away from turning a profit, but their revenue is growing at an exponential rate, along with their user base, which allows them to not have to rely on ads. One of the main complaints people typically have with Google Search is their constant ads. Now, don't get me wrong, Google Search is an incredible service. There's truly nothing that even came close to it for a very long time. But now with AI Search, which offers a more clean and efficient way of researching, people are starting to move away from it. As you may have noticed, Google is pushing their AI overviews heavily now. Pretty much every single search you do results in an AI overview answer with 3 to 4 sponsored links underneath. This is their attempt to adapt to the coming AI search wave, but I don't think anyone can beat this insanely clean and simple ChatGPT interface. So there's a ton of scenarios in which ChatGPT Search is going to be more efficient or beneficial than Google Search, but it's important to realize that these are fundamentally different ways of searching. For example, if you're looking to buy a new car, it might make more sense to just search up Toyota on Google and browse through their website directly, instead of using ChatGPT Search, which would probably just give you a summarization of the car and a couple of details on it. When you're asking something more obscure, like where should I grab dinner Friday night, it's definitely more convenient to use ChatGPT Search. Now, ChatGPT Search and AI Search in general is still in its infancy. It's only going to get better, but it still has some issues. Ethan Mullick, a prominent figure in the AI space, has this to say about it. AI web search on ChatGPT works entirely different than doing a Google search and requires different instincts. It also still hallucinates. When I ask a question that I know something about, I get different answers every time with varying quality. Citations are a weak point. So again, this is a very new product or service, whatever you want to call it, and I think it has tremendous potential. Right now, Google search is still useful in its own way, but with time and with more AI companies pushing to release their own search engines like Meta and OpenAI, for example, I think AI search will get much better and become the primary way of doing research for the majority of people. Let me know what your thoughts are on that in the comments. This brings us to the AMA, or Ask Me Anything, that Sam Altman and some of the OpenAI team members hosted on Reddit only an hour after releasing ChatGPT Search. There were a ton of topics covered in this AMA, ranging from new model release dates, to insane AGI predictions, to even finally getting an answer to the infamous question, what did Ilya see? But before we get into all that, I have to talk to you about today's sponsor, Boxchat. Boxchat is an all-in-one chat interface that gives you access to the latest premium AI models for an insanely affordable price. Not only will you have access to all of OpenAI's models, Anthropic's models, Perplexity, Google, and Stability AI's models, you will also have access to a ton of advanced AI features like image generation and the ability to compare models side by side. You get all of this for only $18 a month, which is literally cheaper than just buying one of these models. On top of it, Boxchat is giving all AI Copium viewers a 25% discount on any of their plans using the code AICopium25. Here's what the actual website looks like. You have all your models up here. As you can see, even O1 Preview is here, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and keep in mind they're constantly adding new models. You can even upload files here for the models to analyze or generate images powered by either Flux or Stable Diffusion, two of the best AI image generators out there. Finally, they have a feature called AI Playground where you can visually compare models side by side up to 6 at a time, which I found to be very insightful, and it's something I had never seen before. Here I asked OpenAI's O1, GPT-4o, and Claude 3.5 Sonnet how many R's are in the word strawberry. As you can see, only O1 got it right, which gives me a better sense of each model's weaknesses and strengths for future use. So definitely check out Boxchat. Remember to use the code AICopium25 for a 25% discount. And if you have any questions or are curious to learn more, the best place to go would be their Discord, which I'll link in the description, along with a link to their official website. Back to the video, here are the best and most interesting questions that were answered. Starting with this one, someone said bold prediction for 2025, and Sam Altman replied, saturate all the benchmarks, which I would agree is a bold prediction. Another one, release date of ChatGPT 5 or its equivalent, what are its features? Sam Altman replied, we have some very good releases coming later this year, nothing that we are going to call GPT-5 though, so that's basically confirmation that we won't be getting GPT-5 this year, although we will still be getting some new models. Someone else asked, will ChatGPT eventually be able to perform tasks on its own, even message you first? OpenAI CBO Kevin Weil responded, in my honest opinion, this is going to be a big theme in 2025. We know agents is what AI companies are working on right now. We just recently saw Anthropic's new computer use feature that allows Claude to control your computer. It seems like 2025 is going to be the year where these autonomous agents get a lot better. Now, for the question everyone's been waiting for, seriously though, what did Ilya see? Sam Altman replied, the transcendent future. Ilya is an incredible visionary that sees the future more clearly than almost anyone else. His early ideas, excitement, and vision were critical to so much of what we have done. For example, he was one of the key initial explorers and champions for some of the ideas that eventually became O1. The field is very lucky to have him. So I guess it's confirmed, Ilya did in fact see Q-Star, which is now O1. Finally, someone asked, when will you guys give us a new text-to-image model? DALL-E 3 is kind of outdated. Altman replied, the next update will be worth the wait, but we don't have a release plan yet. There's actually a clip where Sam Altman speaks more on this, which we'll take a look at later in this video. But first, OpenAI held their annual DevDay in London recently, where they showed off some of O1's capabilities. In this demo, you'll see O1 acting like a teacher. It understands and responds to questions, and even provides visual demonstrations to make it more interactive. As we'll also see with Google's new Learnabout, AI teachers are becoming a reality thanks to the advanced reasoning capabilities of some of these new models like O1. Take a look.
Hey, so can you tell me, what is the biggest planet in the solar system?
Absolutely. The biggest planet in our solar system is Jupiter. It's so massive, it has more than twice the mass of all the other planets combined. Jupiter is the giant among giants.
Okay, great. So real-time interaction works, and I think it's going to be a more fun way of learning. But let's see if we can make it a bit more interactive. Hey, I'm curious about Earth.
Sure thing. Earth is the third planet from the Sun and the only one known to support life. It's packed with diverse ecosystems, abundant water, and a protective atmosphere that shields us from harmful solar radiation. Do you want to know more about Earth's characteristics?
Well, I see that there's actually a lot of water there. So can you tell me, how much land is there versus water?
Absolutely. Approximately 71% of Earth's surface is covered by water, while the remaining 29% is land. Our blue marble truly lives up to its name. Let me show you this on a pie chart. Here's the breakdown of Earth's surface.
Okay, great, thank you.
Google has created essentially what we just saw in that O1 demo, and they're calling it Learn About. Grasp new topics and deepen your understanding with a conversational learning companion that adapts to your unique curiosity and learning goals. Unfortunately, it's not available in my location since I'm in Canada, but they show here you can ask it literally anything and even upload your own material to ask questions on. It states here you can navigate complex concepts with interactive guides, so I'm assuming something similar to what we just saw in that O1 demo. And they also show here that the model can test your knowledge by generating quizzes and tests based on whatever you want to learn about, which is pretty wild. So I don't think people realize how insane this is. I mean, of course there's still going to be issues with this model and it's going to hallucinate from time to time, but we're approaching a point where anyone with a cell phone will have access to a university level teacher in any subject that knows exactly how you learn and the best ways to teach you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and for an extremely low cost. I think the effect this will have is more profound than people think, especially for future students. In other AI news, there's a new leader in the AI text-to-image model arena called the Recraft. It beats out Flux and Midjourney by a decent margin. Here is their Twitter post where they introduce Recraft v3. They state, "It's more than an image generator. It's a powerful tool with enhanced text placement, style control, and the highest quality standards in the industry. Here's what makes it game-changing. It has text generation without limits. V3 is the only model in the world that can generate images with long texts, as opposed to just one or a couple of words. It's built for graphic design, lets users control text size and placement to create detailed, professional quality visuals, perfect for branding, marketing, and complex graphic layouts. And lastly, you have precise style control, meaning you can choose the style your images are generated in, which is important for brands to maintain consistency. So AI image generators are getting really good, and apparently they're going to get even better. As I mentioned earlier in this video, there's a clip of Sam Altman basically confirming that the new inference time scaling paradigm seen with their new O1 model has led to some significant advancements in image generation. Take a look.
How will vision capabilities scale with new inference time paradigms set by O1?
Without spoiling anything, I would expect rapid progress in image-based models.
It's a bit of a carrot down.
So I know he barely said anything, but typically when you see Sam Altman being hesitant to talk about a certain topic, like a new model release, or just being really vague, it's usually because it's something they're currently working on and they don't want to let their competitors know how far they've gotten. In the AI image and video generation space, we also had Runway's advanced camera control. This feature is one I think film editors and film creators who use AI are really gonna like. It gives you full control of where the camera is and how it moves in a generated scene. This is something a lot of video models are missing, the ability to control and customize your scenes, but we're seeing more of these new features pop up every week. Just recently, we also had Kling's new feature called custom models. This feature allows you to train a video model on a specific character, and then it will generate scenes with that character in them. Here's an example of what that looks like. You can theoretically train the model on videos of yourself if you wanted to, but unfortunately it's not currently available for use. These are just early tests. The point is though, we're seeing a lot of these new features pop up from AI video models that give you more control over the scenes you generate. It's only a matter of time before we see a product that combines all these together with exceptional quality on top of it, which is what I'm thinking OpenAI is working on. Finally, the last piece of news for today, we got a new demo from Boston Dynamics Atlas Robot. In this demo, it can be seen picking up engine parts and transferring them over to a different container. It's doing this completely autonomously, and it goes on to do this for 3 minutes straight. I'm obviously not going to show you guys the whole thing, but they claim it can adapt to any environmental changes, and even if there's some sort of failure, like if it drops the part or collides with something, it'll fix itself and continue working. So great to see a new update from Boston Dynamics. They're clearly still one of the top robotics companies in the humanoid robot space. Anyways, that's all the AI news for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like. And as always, if you want to stay up to date on future AI news just like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button.